Hello, hello, welcome. This is part 3 of my color along out of Gnome Sweet Gnome by Teresa Goodrich. This is our December page if you are joining in on the hashtag finish Gnome Sweet Gnome with Ashley. So we have our November page, now we have December. The only thing I did off camera was I added a washi tape border, and again that is mostly to help hold my pages in and kind of clean up my edges. I just felt like if I put my washi tape on first, I could kind of pull everything together with it. The second thing I did off camera, I did my little trees, but that was just green. There was nothing really exciting about that. But I did my white on his hat. So if you're with me last time, he had just a blue hat. Now he has some snowflakes that are gel penned on. Now I know there are tons of things out there about white gel pens, but these are the gel pens I use. You get 6 of them. They are $8. As you can see, they don't skip. They are fantastic. However, these are a thicker tip. These are 0.8 millimeter. So I think that also helps with clogging, especially if you do a lot of work over pencil. But they are very smooth, very white. I originally bought these because when Arteza first came out, they had a similar package and I thought these were Arteza. But it turns out I like them, so I stuck with them. So these are called the Brust Art White Gel Pens, and I will put those down below because I have had a few questions throughout my color alongs about the white gel pens I use. The only thing is the name and this stuff wipes off the side, so I had to track down my package, my spare package, so I could let everybody know. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm going to get my Christmas presents in and work a little bit on my gnomes and maybe some houses, and we'll kind of see. I don't know if I will do a part 4. We'll see how far we'll get here, but I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Alright, so to start with, I'm going to get these presents in. Now, I have a nice blue hat here, so I think I'm going to bring in the same kind of colors over here. So I'm going to do a blue and white present over here. And then this is far enough away from my green tree and my green down here that I could probably get away with a nice green present here. And then I'll pick my bow colors after. With these kind of limited holiday feeling pages, I kind of put in what I want and then fill in the rest after. I obviously don't want a red bow here, so that might be a good time to bring in some gold or some yellow, or whatever color I may choose to do on the houses up there. That's kind of my plan for that. But I am going to get my present in first. So I'm going to use Indian Throne Blue, and I'm going to go right over the top of all those little circles because I'm going to put them in with white anyway. And I don't know about you, but it probably looks great if you take the time to dodge all those, but I am not feeling the tedious right now. Let me make sure I am visible here. It is so foggy here today, and it's supposed to stay foggy. It's crazy. You can't even see across the street foggy. Which means everything it has a nice like white frosty look to it from the fog. It's really pretty as long as you're not the one that has to go out in it early in the morning or drive. Okay, so that is my Indian Throne. And this is my Copenhagen. And I am leaving a little bit of white for my highlight color. You can put your highlights wherever you want. I just like to do it in the middle. And I don't know if that's accurate as far as light sources and hitting right there, but it looks pretty, so that's what I stick with. This is a very bright blue, vibrant blue combination. One of my favorites for blue. Oh, I should probably tell you, this is permanent blue. True blue works great as well. 1 second. Okay, sorry, the little one was talking to me. We are trying to catch up on video. This month has went by so fast. When I tell you I have nothing done and it's already the 14th, 15th. Oh, 13th. I'm doing okay. But yeah, I have nothing coloring wise done. My Christmas shopping is about done. I have presents wrapped. The tree is up, like that kind of stuff I'm good, but coloring I have been, it just feels like by the time the house is quiet and I get to sit down, I'm just tired. So we're playing a little bit of catch up. Why? One of our brothers is at wrestling and the other one is helping his uncle. So I figured, you know what? Perfect timing. Okay, so then now all I'm doing is going back over, kind of getting rid of any harsh lines. Now I will show you a trick if you really want your highlights to be bright. This works on anything. If you're doing candy canes, if you're doing anything with like that shiny kind of center, take your white, just go over your highlight part. Now, you don't have to actually press hard. I am a little heavy-handed, and sometimes I feel like, depending on my mood, I am even more heavy-handed. And that just kind of helps that highlight come out a little more. And again, I'm going to leave my bow for a minute. I think I'm going to do matching gold bows on those, but we will see. So now I'm going to do this one over here. And like I said, I got enough green going on. I think I'm going to go ahead and do green. If you want to do a darker forest green, if you want to do a brighter, happier green, or if you want to use the same colors you have left out from when we did these, either way works. I'm going to pull a dark green. This is a Prismacolor Scholar. Actually, I'll go ahead and use the Prismacolor. For those of you that are curious, really quick, like, this is the Prismacolor. Let me make sure I'm on screen here. This is the original Prismacolor. And this is the Prismacolor Scholar. They're both dark green. So they are both great, and I do use the Scholar a lot when I don't want to use up my Prismacolors, but there is a little touch of difference there. So just be aware of that. Not knocking the Scholars, they are great, but I have got a lot of questions about whether they match Prismacolor or not. And some colors are closer than others. So I'm doing the same thing like I did with the blue, just in the shadow areas right next to the ribbon. And I'm going to leave a nice fuzzy edge so that my next color will blend. And then I'm going to pull that grass green. Everywhere I put that dark, I'm going to put this grass, and again, I'm going to leave a nice fuzzy edge to blend. Now here, I just realized the package, make sure I'm on camera here, is a little crunched right here, it looks like to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in with the dark. Go over it with the grass. Okay. And then I'm going to use spring green. And I'm going to start in the middle and work my way to the edges, so that I don't pull that dark in the middle of my brightest section. Now, if you want this package to stand out a little more and not necessarily look just like the greens and things we have around it, you can pull a gel pen. I'm going to pull this is a Jelly Roll Metallic, and I don't think it has a color name on it. I'm still learning my Jelly Rolls, but yes, Jelly Roll Metallic. And I'm just going to add some gold, and I can see. You want to make sure you have it all blended how you want it before you put your gel pen down. Otherwise, you got to go back and add your gel pen and over again. So I'm just quickly touching up the edges where I see a little bit of white peeking through. Make a couple of these a little bigger so they're visible. And then when I decide on the color of my bow, I will probably add a couple gold dots to that as well. I'm going to scoot back over to my blue package here for a minute, and I'm not going to do them all, but I will quickly show you. Now, if you have a white gel pen that you can see on this one, it did not soak up the blue, like it did not turn my dots blue up. But if you have a trouble with your gel pen soaking up the color and kind of turning blue, and you're trying to keep this nice white look, you can put a layer of something underneath it. I usually do like a white Prismacolor pencil. Just go over where you're going to put it down and then put this on top of it, and it will keep it from soaking up the pigment. Creates a little barrier, the wax. You can also go over it once and let it dry, and then if it does soak up some of the color, usually you can go over it again. Reds are a little harder. Sometimes reds go through no matter what, and it just takes a few layers if you're that worried about it. Alright, so there are 2 of our packages. Now I colored my berries a base layer of red. I didn't go in and finish those, so they will have a white dot on them as well. They just don't yet. But while we're down here, I'm going to quickly put in my license plate. So I'm going to give it a nice red border. So this is Poppy Red. And then I'm going to pull a nice darker red if I have one out. So crimson, and I'm just going to do the edges right here, kind of, corners. And then I'm going to take a Tuscan red, and I'm going to sharpen it using a handheld sharpener. For 1, it's easier and not so hard on the ears on camera, but for 2, all my pencils are getting really tiny, so it just works a little easier to use that. And so we're just putting in some shadows, creating a little bit of highlight there. Now again, you want it to look shiny, just take your white, pick a spot right in the middle, just kind of go over it a little bit. So the inside of that, I will do a yellow when I pull my yellows out. And actually, I will go ahead and do that because I'm going to do her hair too. Okay, so I will go over this license plate with probably an Arteza Iconic fine liner and leave the words black, or maybe a nice dark red. But I'm going to do this part very dirty yellow feel. So that is Goldenrod. This is Jasmine. And then Cream. Now again, I don't want any colors on here to be in only one spot on my page. That's where we start getting like a messy, chaotic feel, is when we pull too many colors and we got a lot going on. So now we're going to start kind of balancing this stuff together here. So I have it there, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do some in her hair. Let's make sure I'm centered. I'm sliding around a little bit. Sorry for the tiny goldenrod. Tiny goldenrods are like my most used. So at this point, all of my goldenrods are about this big. Can't help it. Okay. So I'm going a little darker. I don't want it to be the exact same color. We don't want it, you know, her hair to look like it's made out of the license plate or anything like that. And we might even pull just a touch of brown, but we'll get the rest of this in first. So then there's that. Oh, broke my tip. One second here, I'm trying to sharpen it, but this one. There we go. Okay. And I am going to add a little brown, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in whatever I didn't color with the goldenrod with this jasmine. Because that way then we can bring some brown up in the trees and our shoes and okay, so I'm going to pull a light umber. I don't want her to have brown hair, so I'm going to be very careful how I do it and where I put it. And if you are doing these gold or yellow, be aware that you don't want a bright yellow here, or it's gonna, her bright yellow hair would look like the bright yellow bows. So I am going for a little more of a duller color, so it's more hair and not ribbon colored. Okay, and I don't have an outfit color for her picked out just yet. Okay, let's do a couple, let's see, do I want to do that or I want to do both? Yeah, let's do a couple decorations on the tree. So let me get centered with the tree here. So I'm going to kind of use the same colors I've already used around the page. So I got my blue combo. So if I want to do a blue bulb, I got my greens, I got yellows, and I got reds. Now I don't want to do red right here because I don't want to lose it in the truck. So I'm gonna, if you're gonna do his hat red, I wouldn't do that bulb red. But I'm gonna do this one red right here. This is just a very rough kind of planning phase here. I'm going to make one, that's the side with the highlight, so I'm going to make this side, and I know you probably can't see around my hand very well. This side a little darker. Okay, I almost want to turn this for just a second, and I'm going to do a red stripe right through the middle of it here. Okay, and then I will take that Tuscan red again, and same thing, kind of just darken one side. So I feel like this is going to be a nice spot for a yellow bulb. I'm going to do this star yellow, and I am going to come back and shade and add details. I just kind of, in case I need to erase one out, it's easier to erase one layer than 10. There's another nice yellow one. If you're doing a theme for your tree, like certain bulbs or colors, or I'm just kind of throwing Christmas colors on there. And I will probably come in with gel pen or the Ohuhu glitter markers and kind of make them a little shiny, glittery. So again, I'm darkening this side away from the side she has put the highlight on. And then we just kind of blend that all out. And I will touch up the highlights with the white gel pen as well. Now, to give my bulbs a theme, this line through my blue bulb here, and the two lines on my red, and probably like the ribbon here, I will do, and this one right here, I will probably do gold, just so they all have a theme. All kind of matchy-matchy a little bit, even though they're different colors. I don't have my gold at the moment, though. Not the gold I want to use anyway. I want to use the super shiny gold. Okay, sorry for the wiggle. So I added in my gold. You'll be able to see some of it kind of shining on there, letting that dry a little bit. I also did around my lights here on the truck with it. My washi tape is red and gold. So the red and gold little kind of accent areas really bring it together, if you like. So those will be the colors I do on my tree. Again, I can't do too much while it's drying. But I'm gonna just kind of go through, make sure I don't have too much of one color too close together anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one blue, and then I'm gonna do that little line gold once I get the blue on there. Same blue I've been using, same blue combo, Indian Throne, Copenhagen, Permanent Blue. Okay, sorry for the wiggle. I was trying to decide where I want to go next. I'm going to go down here because I forgot to put my grass in at the bottom. So I'm going to take that same dark green. I'm going to do the flicking motion. If you want to just follow the lines she put in, that works too. It's not really flicking because it's kind of hard at this angle, but trying to do the flicking motion here. And then just make sure you take a couple different greens along the way and kind of, they will start blending each other together. Okay. Now I'm gonna hop up here and get my trees in. I'm gonna base my, actually I'm gonna put my sky in first so I don't smear brown tree all over my sky. I don't want too much blue up here because I don't want to lose my frosty house tops. So I'm going to come in with a cream. And I'm also going to add just a little to my roof so it looks like the sun is kind of shining, reflecting off that snow. This will also help me decide what I want to do with my angel so she's not lost, because I feel like she's hard to see right there. So we're going to make sure she stands out a little bit. I'm not coloring over the tree trunks, but I am going over the branches because they will be easy to go back and add in with a fine liner. Bless you. Okay, so now we got a nice cream sky in there. I'm going to add a little darker yellow toward the bottom. Like the sun's maybe coming up, warming things up. Okay, and then I'm going to take a blue. I'm going to turn this a little, and I'm going to add just a tiny dot at the top. And it will kind of bring it all together. So you can bring it down lower in a couple spots. It doesn't have to be even. Just wanted to keep the blue away from the rooftops a little bit. Trying to get right up next to that washi tape. And then I will come back and kind of blend all of that together. Bushes over here I'm going to put in. I'm going to put snow on top of these, so I'm going to pretend that my bushes stay green all year long. So I'm going to put that brighter green in toward the top, darker green toward the bottom. I'm not doing the dark green because I don't want to lose them in the pine trees necessarily. A little bit of yellow to blend all those greens together and stay bright. And then I will bring in that gel pen, and this will be a little easier to see when I get the background and the house is done, that this is supposed to be snow, just in case you I'm gonna do it to my snow down here too. I just haven't got that far. If you just add a little bit of gel pen, it just really makes it look like fresh snow is falling on there. So off camera, I will probably finish the decorations on my tree. I'm going to finish up the trees in the background here. I will probably just use like a Sharpie fine liner or an Arteza Iconic and kind of go in and put the branches in where they belong, a little darker. remember whatever browns we use up here, we want to bring down. So I will probably, you know, I will bring his brown into his shoes here. We have some in her hair. We have some right here is a tree trunk as well, which I didn't even see until today. So I don't know that I want to give her brown shoes yet, but yes, so I will have my trees in and the Christmas tree done. And then next time when we come back, we should just be able to finish up. All right, so there we are so far. Questions, comments, anything like that, please let me know. I will be back to do a part 4 just to kind of finish up. I still have a few things to do on here, but I will have that up hopefully soonish. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.